Hello, lovelies. This is Lynn. I hope you are here with me and can hear what I'm doing. I'm doing live from YouTube, so I'm a little figuring it out as I go. All right. So today is my second live. So again, figuring it out as I go. And my first topic that I'm going to read on is what's going to happen with NPR and PBS with the funding bill that is cutting them, cutting some of their funding. Now, I watched Cash Peters yesterday, and he said that he used to work for NPR, I believe it was, PBS maybe, I'm not sure, but they get about 1% of their annual funding from the federal government. So it's not a lot, but it's the side streams that gives them a lot more funding. They get about 14% of their annual funding, probably from grants, since they're both not-for-profit organizations. So let's take a look and see, what does the future look like for NPR and PBS? What does the future look like for NPR and PBS? Interesting. So I had two cards pop out. One of them says Controlled Puppet, and I'm using the Trishe Jaimes predictions deck. I know you're shocked. I love her decks. And if you're a card reader and can afford them, buy them. They are fabulous decks. It's like, never mind. You don't need to know all that, right? So Controlled Puppet, which tells me that they're feeling like they're controlled. And that this is all, the obvious thing here is that it's a way to control them and what they produce, what they say. And then the other card that popped out was housing issues. And I'm taking this to mean where they're located. Like Sesame Street went to Netflix, and I am wondering if NPR and PBS both won't do something similar. Ooh, hello. Lots came out that time. Let's take a look at some of these, because I know some of these don't belong out. Okay. We're putting all those back. Escalated tension. Oh, there we go. Tensions escalate because the narrative wants to be controlled. Let's go back to this. What happens with NPR and PBS? What happens with NPR and PBS? Yeah, so there's a potential change in their leadership. Very interesting. What happens with NPR and PBS? Losing that funding could feel like they're drowning. And they are going to rely further on more donations from their viewers, their public viewers. Anything else? Can you tell me? Yeah. So I do think that they're going to, there we go, join forces. I think they're going to go to another platform where they're no longer, just like Sesame Street did. And let's take a look at Sesame Street and see how they're going to fare with Netflix. So Netflix sees bringing on Sesame Street as an experiment to test and see how big of an audience, how much they're going to gain from doing so, maybe. And they're going to be successful there. Sesame Street's going to be successful on Netflix. That's great to see. Sesame Street came along after I was a kid, and I had two older brothers who were not particularly fond of any kind of programming for younger children. And since they both, excuse me, sorry about that. Since they both were responsible for watching me, they got to choose the channel. Excuse me again. And this was back in the day when Dirt was young, and so was I. We had one very small TV in the house. It was a black and white TV. And I was the remote control. I was the one that got to get up and change the channel. So that's how life rolled in my house. We were lucky to have a TV, frankly. My parents divorced the month that I turned 4, which was 1970 when I turned 4. And that was when women did not get to have credit in their own name. I've talked about this on the channel a bit before. So my mom was raising 3 children on her own. My dad, we got visitation with him on Sundays, and it was from 9 to 5. And that was sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. He had, in the divorce decree, he had to sign off that my mom could get a loan in her own name. Not that he was signing off the loan for the house, but that he was giving the bank permission for her to get that loan. And so the world has changed a lot, and I'm grateful for those changes, to say the least. My mom was the kind of woman who helped pave the way for women to be who we are and what we want to be now. And there are a lot of people trying to take that away from us. So, all right, I have definitely gotten off the topic. Shocking, I know. I really need to find a squirrel gif, one that runs through. I can run through the video because, squirrel. Okay, let's take a look at next. I want to see what's going to happen with Harvard and the Department of Education. And Harvard and the Department of Education. Harvard and Department of Education. What's going to happen between Harvard, Department of Education, and 45? Can you tell me about Harvard? Harvard, Department of Education. There will be, here we go. The card says organized meetings. So apparently there's going to be some meetings about what's going on. And Right now, things are unclear. I don't know if you can see that well. It's very hard to see. Yeah, there we go. Things are hidden. Things are unclear right now. Let's see what else we can get. Harvard and the Department of Education, 45. Oh, shocking. There will be money involved. 45 wants to be paid off. 45 wants to be paid off. The father figure in charge, or the one who believes he's in charge. This says world, end of situation, or buried. So really, ultimately, what happens is that this whole thing's going to get blown under the carpet. Harvard's going to feel like they're carrying a heavy burden and that things are not going in their favor. They're headed in the wrong direction. So I'm hopeful. Is Harvard going to cave? Is Harvard going to cave? Ooh. Nope. They are going to take a risk. Let me see. There we go. Sorry, I usually have my camera reversed, so I'm going this way with stuff when I usually go this way. That's all backwards for me. So Harvard's going to take a risk. They're going to go out on a limb, and it's going to be. And I know that there was a group. I want to say it's 14 different states, including the one that I live in, and I live in right now it's a red state, but in the past it's been very purple. And I firmly believe that we are a red state right now because of voter suppression and gerrymander and all the things. Anyway, so I believe there was a coalition of universities that kind of are behaving like NATO does, where if one is attacked, all of them come together to fight. And so this is the more than one is involved. So that will be interesting to see. And they're going to stand up to the authoritarian figure. All right, so let's move on to the next topic that I have on my list. And that is what's going to happen with the big ugly bill. Hello, Hershey. Cat alert. He's coming. He's here for some loves. He's here for some loves. So we'll take a moment and give an ear scritch. Oh, and a face scritch. Oh, happy cat. He's down here right next to me. Okay, so let's take a look at that big bill. Ooh, all righty. It is going to be challenged in the courts. And this is the death or ending card, and I believe that a lot of the things that they're going to try and force through will not go through. All right, let me see what else we got. You show me what's going to happen with the big, beautiful bill. Some of the secrets in that bill are going to be exposed. Somebody's going to shine a big, bright light on that. They're trying to hide some things in it. They're trying to get away with things. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Like I said, Hershey's here. Okay, sir, you got to move along, though. Got to move along. Can you move along? Can you get down, though? No, please don't put your butt in the camera. Sorry. That was a cat butt. Sorry. Could you move along, though? Could you please? Come on. All right. Down you go then. Goodbye, sir. Come for the readings. Stay for the cat visits. Lots and lots of lies. This is a magician card. It says dark ritual on it. But this to me means there's a lot of lies. A lot of people are saying, no, I didn't put that in there. And the reality is, yeah, they did. This is their whole intention of getting away with stuff. But they're going to be confronted by it. That's part of the judgment. And then the ringmaster, the organizer of everything, is going to be held accountable. It's all going to fall apart. This is the tower, trying to hold it so you can see the writing on it. Chaos, or in a building. Okay, but things are going to fall apart. It's not going to hold together. It's not the right time. It's never the right time for some of these things. Come on, people. All right, let's see what else we can get on the big, beautiful, bugly bill. The big, bugly bill. Lots of people are lying. They're masking. They're hiding behind. They're hiding. Boy, are they hiding from I think 45, frankly. What else do we have? Oh, yeah. Well-funded operation. So our big money, trying to find the appropriate words so that I don't get banned or, suppressed, because a lot of channels are having that happen right now. I'd prefer not to be one of them since we're new. Tell me more about the big, beautiful bill. It's all staged. It's all a setup. All for one person. Can you tell me more about the big, beautiful bill? So this card says strategy and planning. Gosh, I wish I had better lighting for this so that you could see the woman. She's standing with two chess pieces, and there's a chess piece in front of her. And hello, Dreamweaver's Joy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So this woman is standing with chess pieces in her hand. There's a chess piece in front of her on the floor, and it's a chessboard floor. So the strategy and the planning on this was to, Dreamweaver, I'm talking about the big bugly bill. and what's next for it, and what went into planning for it. And so far what we have is it's all strategic. There's a lot of lies. It's all meant to please the felon in the White House, unfortunately. And there's a lot of people who are too afraid to stand up to him. I think you're caught up. I did NPR and PBS earlier, and my prediction is that they're going to follow Sesame Street, probably to Netflix or another streaming channel. So, all right. Do you have any questions? I've got a whole list of topics, so I can keep going with those or not. Up to you. I'm getting that there's a lot of cover up and interesting. And it's interesting to see that in connection with the big bill, the big bugly bill. One thing that I'm curious to know, so with the Medicaid cuts, that's going to have a huge impact on our healthcare system. Great, thank you. All right, I have my cards. I do. If Medicaid is cut as even a 10% of the expected $800 billion that they want to cut, if even it's only 10%, so 80 billion, that means 10% or better of the people who currently get Medicaid or supported like through Medicaid expansion programs, those will all likely lose health care. And then the other side of that, though, is I suspect with that, it's going to fracture the system in a way that we're going to lose doctors providing Medicare and Medicaid care providers. If somebody accepts Medicare, they cannot say I'll accept Medicare, but I won't accept Medicaid patients. That's not allowed. You have to do both. And they both pay less than like traditional healthcare insurance companies do. Not that healthcare insurance companies don't, like they negotiate the prices that they pay every year. So let's take a look at that. Where are we going with healthcare and Medicaid and Medicare funding? Where are we going with Medicaid, Medicare funding in the U.S.? Wheel of Fortune coming up, and the Wheel of Fortune means it could be in your favor or it could be against you. And I'm feeling like that one's an against you. Next, we have Temperance. Sorry, there we go. And that's a card of balance. We all want balance. I'm not sure we're going to get it. There's a lot of planning happening behind closed doors. And we are not at that table. But the people who are doing this are being watched and recorded. A whole group of cards here that are not related, but they're icky. So I'm going to set those babies aside. All right. Anything else you can tell me about the Medicare, Medicaid? Anything else you can tell me about Medicare, Medicaid? Oh, okay. They're doing this all for him. The emperor in the White House. If it weren't for him, this would not even be a question right now. It would be we, the public, are going to show them that they're going in the wrong direction. I really think that with this, if this goes through and if Medicare and Medicaid, well, Medicaid technically is cut to the degree that they're talking about, and even if it's only 10%, if that goes through, within 5 years, we're going to have universal health care. So there's the part of me that's like, we want universal health care. That is the vast majority of us want universal health care. It frees us up from being tied to an employer that we no longer want to work for, which is a whole other topic. Okay, I'm going to move on to my next topic, and that is my triad of evil folks. I'm not going to use this deck. My triad of authoritarians. And which one do I want? I think I'm going to go back to that one. Maybe. You know, I'm very blessed in that I have a lot of decks. But that also means that I struggle to pick. Okay. What can you tell me about the triad? The three authoritarians. And PTN, there you go. If you can figure that out, I hope you can. Those are the first initials of the three that I'm talking about. Interesting. The Chariot. So for me, this is movement. And movement can be, you know, like people moving from a home or traveling to a different area, or business movement of goods, services, humans. I'm going to let people put that together for themselves because, you know, not a word I can really say here. They're all up at night worried. They're all feeling like, oh, what is going on? What is going on? And let's see. Can you tell me about the triad? Authoritarian leaders. They're really awake at night, worried about it, worried about things. They're all three of them are like this. They know. I have heard a lot of people talk about a plot to remove each one of them. I don't know anything more than that. It's a prediction. And they've heard about it. I think that is real. They're all trying to find, this is the Nine of Cups. They're all trying to find their happy zone. They're all trying to make decisions. But they've all stolen particular goods. Like I feel like they all, I know P, second letter of his name is U, third letter is T. You know who I'm talking about. I know he had boxes stuffed. It is so hard to figure out how to say these things so that I don't get suppressed. So the boxes on the challenge day in Russia were stuffed with papers with his name on it. And here in our country, in the US, 45 has admitted, I think 5 different times, that they had it covered. I feel like NET also did the same thing with that card. All right. This topic kind of scares me a little bit. But you know, it's current topic, so there we go. What else can you tell me about the triad? I've always felt like the 3 of them are going to pass over together within weeks of each other. What else can you tell me? That one. Page of Wands, which means we're going to get some fiery news. It's going to make a lot of people angry. What else do you want us to know? Queen of Wands, also a fiery personality. I never look at Queen of Wands, King of Wands as male or female energy. This is the planning. So the Queen of Wands is in the planning stage. The King of Wands is the action stage, is how I read those cards. What else do you want to share? How does that play into it? Things that make me go, 6 of Pentacles, which is giving to others and receiving help. So I'm not really sure how this one plays into the triad of authoritarian leaders. Hi, Adrian. Welcome. I'm not sure what you mean, a will. Could you explain a little more? Oh, you meant with the Queen of Wands? That's possibly our fiery news. With the troop movement, the change in troops at the border of the Ukraine, and the big like massive plane movement from Moscow, taking all the government folks away from Moscow. There's a part of me that thinks PUT is already gone. And I pulled the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak and loss. And I also have the High Priestess. High Priestess is usually the birth of something new, the loving mother. And we call Russia Mother Russia a lot. I have no idea where that came from. I should look for that. Why do we call that Mother Russia? Gosh, I have a lot of political questions on my tablet. My notebook, I should say. I wrote a bunch of them down. So we'll see. Let's see how many of them I can get through. All right. Adrian, thank you for that comment. That fiery message between the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, that could very well be notification that one of them has passed and what's going to happen next. That's a great direction. Thank you. So my next question on this topic is, if 45 leaves U.S. and goes to the country whose initials are SA, again, I'm codifying my message so that I don't get suppressed on this channel. I've seen a lot of other channels who are, so I'm trying to be very careful. If 45 leaves our country and goes to SA, what is going to happen with him there? And I suspect King Bonesaw isn't going to tolerate him for long. I have the King of Cups in reverse, and that to me is King Bonesaw. He is, well, there's a couple meanings for the King of Cups. So this is that cold-hearted, just sorry, I'm connecting with the King Bonesaw. He has no. He sees 45 as a buffoon. And if 45 does try to travel there and stay there, King Bonesaw is not, like, a 45 is going to have a really rough end. 45 is trying to make a decision. This is the Two of Wands. He's trying to make a decision, and it's a tough one, and it's a fiery one. It's going to make a lot of people very angry. He is reaching for, but cannot connect with the money he wants. This is the Five of Pentacles in the traditional tarot deck. This is the two people who are walking by a stained glass window with the Five Pentacles in it, and they're out in the snow. One of them is with crutches and I think missing a limb. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. That for me, this is 45 thinking about what he wants to do. But the problem here is pentacles relate to financial health and physical health. And we know that 45, he's not telling us the truth about his health by any means. And I don't know if you all are aware of it, but of her channel, Denise Knight Divination is her channel name. And I will put that in the more section after this video produces. She does a daily reading on his health. And I'll tell you what, I learned so much from her about the tarot deck because she also incorporates astrology with it. And when just the connections of all the things that she puts together on the tarot cards is amazing. But she's been doing a daily reading on his health. And I come from a medical background. That's my education. So I'm connecting all the dots. And yeah, good Dreamweaver. She's fabulous. Anyway, so connecting all those dots, I believe, speculation, entertainment purposes only, and allegedly, I believe that he very likely has diabetes. And with diabetes, it can do anything to your body that it wants. Every single cell is impacted by diabetes in the body. And it starts small, and then it grows, and then it grows, and then it grows. And I think that he is kind of at that, it grew into an ugly mess for him. And I think that's going to keep him from going anywhere ever again. I think his trip to the country that with the initials SA this last couple weeks ago, I think it was too much for him, and I think he really suffered. Yeah. Three of Swords. This heart issues are well known to be hand in hand with diabetes. Heart issues, high blood pressure. And so high blood pressure impacts not just the heart, but also all the arteries of the body. And it puts him at a much higher risk for having a stroke. And if you're not aware of it, you can have a stroke anywhere in the body. It's not just in the brain. Knight of Cups reversed. So this is somebody who, in the upright position, the Knight of Cups is somebody who is an older messenger, generally caring, but in the reversed, it's like this isn't, the king and the queen are kind of in that decision-making position. The Knight of Cups is somebody who answers to the people who are in the king and queen positions. This person, whoever it is very cold-hearted. I feel like they're making decisions behind the scenes. I'm not sure if it's for... I'm not sure if it's in terms of 45 and his health, or where he's, well, like what his daily schedule is, that type of thing. All right, let me look at... In Dreamweaver, I watch Denise daily as well, as much as I can. I don't always catch her because, life gets a little busy. Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Can we talk about worry? Oh my God. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? That is his energy right now. Holy cow. He's sitting in a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety for him. Which one do you want me to do? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. He's going to lose it all. He's lost his health. He's lost his money. He's going to lose his position. He has taken advantage of... He's felt a lot of esteem. Like there's been a lot of anger and hatred towards him, but there's also a lot of people who look up to him and adore him. That adoration is going to go away. And that feels like it's very quick. All right, one more. What else do we have? Ace of Wands, something new messaging. We're going to hear about, when does that happen? I feel like we're going to hear about the next two. You got two? Yeah, two. Two of Cups, next 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It's not 2 years. I feel like 2 weeks. That feels very much like 2 weeks. Okay, moving on to a new topic. Speaking of Denise Knight Divination, her channel, one of the things that she read on yesterday, she was talking about his nervous system not functioning right, and that is called dysautonomia. And that is where not just the nervous, there's specific different parts of the nervous system. There's central nervous system, there's peripheral nervous system, and there's parts of the peripheral nervous system that control what the body does without us ever thinking about it. So that's the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And if those aren't working properly for him, that means the body doesn't function well. He's cold all the time. He can't regulate, or hot all the time. He can't regulate his body temperature well. He's probably dropping things. He's falling. There's all of these different things that could very well be going on with him. I just said I was done with his health, didn't I? What else you got for me? Ooh. Eight of Swords and the Star. A lot of people are hoping for his downfall. Gosh, that's a hard place to be in. I mean, I try to, when I think of people, like as being a human being, I get very frustrated and angry and fearful when somebody is harmful to others. I want us all to lead good lives and to be happy in our lives and to be safe. And so when people deliberately harm others, that I struggle with that as a human being. When I go into that higher spirit space and I see his higher spirit and I see the spiritual aspects of it, of everything on the other side, in the non-incarnate form, is love, unconditional love. And having connected with 45 in the past, his energy, I know that his malignant narcissism comes from extreme abuse as a child, and it happened at a very early age. But he's an adult, and that, at some point you have to take responsibility for your actions. To see my higher self seeing his higher self, or anybody else's higher self, there is the, oh gosh, sorry, I'm trying to put my words together here to get the message across. Like, I can feel sympathy and empathy for his very difficult childhood, but I also know that he is here to be that chaos maker and to be that hated energy among our population. And I said this in a video earlier. I feel like when we're ready to incarnate, there's like this checklist of, yes, I want to learn that lesson, or yes, I want to teach others that lesson. Yes, that's on my list. That's what this lifetime is going to do. I'm going to get that done this lifetime. And I just, I'm like, oh my gosh, can you imagine if that is real? And I think it is. If that's the case, how many people came here knowing deliberately that they were going to be the face of hated, of being an energy that is consistently hated like that? Anyway, all right, I am so far off topic, sorry. All right, so my next topic on my list is RFK Jr., and he wants to stop government scientists from publishing in medical journals. Wow. The "are you kidding me" in me comes out big on this one, because a lot of those positions come with a publish or perish. So if they're not publishing their findings, they don't have a job. But the part of me that says, why would he want to stop that, is because he wants to keep knowledge away from people. Thank you, Dreamweaver's Joy. I appreciate that. Squirrels come through my screen all the time. My screen being my head. I catch a subject, and boy, do I do a left turn quickly. Alrighty, so let's take a look at RFK and what can you tell me about RFK? Woo, lots of cards coming out on that one. He is, boy, is he hiding a lot of stuff. This is the moon. So the moon represents lies and hidden information. And if he's trying to hide information from us, that means it's a deliberate, and this is, if you're paying any kind of attention, keeping people uneducated is a deliberate act of ensuring that they don't have the knowledge that they need to control their lives. They don't have the knowledge they need to be safe. They don't have the knowledge that they need to vote for people who will be there for us. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is new health information or new money information. He could be doing this because he's being paid off to keep that from happening. I believe that's true. But also pentacles are related to health and to both physical and financial health. So those scientists, they're and not publishing in medical journals. It's like any of the new advances in medical care could be delayed. What else can you tell me about RFK Jr. and the government scientists not being allowed? Ooh, okay. So we have the King of Swords. He's made the decision, popular or not popular. 10 of Swords, he killed it. I don't think it's going to be for long, though. We have the Hanged Man. Let me see if I can. Maybe. All right. My lighting is terrible. Nope, that didn't help any. We have the Hanged Man. It's the Hanged Man. The hangman is a delay, but it's also a different perspective of looking at things. So, we're usually upright. If we flip ourselves on upside down, everything looks different. So the hangman is to get a different perspective on things. I don't know that this stoppage of publication is just to get a new perspective, or if this is just a pause for that group. All right. The whole group is showing those with eyes to see the delineation between the sheep and the goats. I agree. Yep. I was on the Book of Faces today. I don't usually go there, but I was. And there was a meme up that talked about being the black sheep and doing your own thing and being the one who sees things differently and does things differently, but eventually could be the one to build the bridge for the others to gain knowledge. And yep, that would be me. Hello. I'm unable to pronounce your name. Let's see. I think it's. I don't know. It's in a language I can't read. So it looks like Antonio, but I'm not positive of that. And if I've pronounced it incorrectly or any of the above, I'm so sorry. All right. So what else do we have here? We have the Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups upright is celebration. In reverse, this is grief, kind of. It's like, wait a minute, you took my joy away. You took my purpose away. So this is how those scientists are feeling. Okay. We have death in reverse. So upright, that means everything has changed, but in reverse, it means, yes, things have changed, but maybe not for long. Maybe not for long. What else do we have? Tell me more about RFK Jr. This is the world card. So any of those scientists could go to other countries to do their work. And this is Nine of Cups. Their wishes will be, they'll get their wishes. They'll get their asks. So if they're, if they need a certain salary or a certain equipment or that type of thing, they will ask for it and they will be told yes. And whoever's the King of Pentacles is somebody who has the ability to finance that. Unfortunately, this is the Tower. I think it's going to really harm that part of our government. Yeah. Okay. Dreamweaver, I see your question. Let me take a look. What deck do I want to use? Going for a different deck. This deck is really huge. It is the Thelemic Wisdom Tarot. And I'll put the different names of the decks that I use in the more section after this recording is done. There we go. Let's see. Alabama. Alabama. I know that Tommy Tuberville is trying to put his hat in the ring. Thoughts about that? This is the star in reverse. Lots of people are feeling despair about it and just a lot of fear. A lot of fear about it. Wow. This is the Ace of Wands. There is the potential of somebody else running that will be good for the state. However, so Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the person who is thinking about it has a lot of doubts. The Princess of Wands also came out. And for this one, so I feel like it will be a female who's willing to run. Like I said, a lot of self-doubt. The average person who does not have a lot of financial backing cannot buy off, if you will, investigative reporters. And so, all the dirt in the closet comes out, and that then, like, we hold people to different standards. If they released, I should say, all the dirt on existing figures, none of them would be there. So there's self-doubt. Whoever it is, Queen of Swords, very independent, smart woman. If this person does run, gosh, I hope they win. I think this person, if this is a woman, I think they will have the same kind of impact as Gretchen Whitmer does. Oh gosh, the blonde woman that was the governor in Texas for a long time. I cannot think of Ann Richardson. There we go. I think they're all in that. This woman will be in that same category. Highly admired for moving their state forward in terms of. So let's do a yes no on this. Alrighty. I need to take the necklace off because I need a pendulum. And this will do. Should have brought my pendulums over, but I did not. Pardon me for the pause. Alrighty. So, hold my elbow. Nope. All right. Shorten the necklace. There we go. So, my yes is back and forth. Oh, let's try that again. My yes is back and forth. My no is side to side. We can't see that well, so let me see if I can do that. And you can see my bottle of water too. All right, so can you show me if the person I just described will run for election in Alabama? Okay, it's having a hard time, but it's saying yes. Hershey's back. Thank you, sir. Come on. No, we're not doing this. All right. Okay, so I got a yes. There is going to be a very strong personality running for governor in Alabama. Will they win the election? Can you show me if they'll win the election? Okay, so it's very subtle that says it will win the election. So hopefully, here we go. Here we go. The Geek Down Underground. Oh, excuse me. The Geek Underground. Hello. Nice to see you. Can you give me some physical traits of your secret admirer? So the very first thing I hear is dark hair, kind of greenish, hazel eyes. Older than you by about 10 years, I'm thinking. 10-ish? 10? Roughly 10. I'm also getting that it's male energy, but I'm not positive that it's a male. So it could be female or it could be male. If it's female, it's a woman who's very strong and has that impactful leadership energy. So I gotta know. Former love interest? No. Okay. I don't see it related to a former love interest. I can't tell that much. Sorry. No freckles, right? I can't, I don't see that much. So I can't, beyond what I'm seeing in terms of hair and face and eyes and personality, that's really all I get. I'm not capturing anything further than that. I do feel like they're older than you are. Strong personality. And you'll have fun. You'll have a lot of fun. Do you like to boat? Are you a water person? No, I don't get a build. Mm-mm. Do you like to be on a boat? The geek? Because I feel like if that is a hobby of yours, or like if you go on any kind of a day cruise type of trip, that's a mutual interest for you. Not much of a water person. Okay. Not necessarily 66 years old. Just, I feel like they're going to be older than you, somewhere in that 10-year range. Could be 7 to 10 years, maybe. Not much of a water person. Okay. I feel like they are. I got that the last time. Yeah. Boy, did I get that the last time. Okay. Anybody else have questions? Then, that's, oh gosh. If you need to learn how to swim, that might be your meeting point. Pursue that. I feel like how you meet this person is around water. So either it's learning how to swim, like you'll meet there, or um, I'm still seeing. So what I'm seeing is where I live, there are like there's a large water body of water where I live, and there are day cruises, like a 3 hour cruise. Um, oh gosh, yeah, right. I get that. I'm sorry, but I feel like if you have the ability to do one of those kinds of just a quick dinner cruise or that type of thing, I feel like that one is really resonating with me. And if you choose not to learn how to swim, obviously, that's you. That's up to you. I'm very strong feeling that it's with water. Very strong feeling. So Lake Michigan is certainly Lake Michigan is certainly a possibility. Yeah. I love Lake Michigan. Oh my God, such a beautiful drive from Chicago all the way up to like Grand Rapids and even further north. Gorgeous, gorgeous part of our country. I have a friend who goes north to the lake every year, and she sends me pictures and makes me jealous. Yep, exactly. They have riverboat tours daily. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. If you're in the Chicago area, the Chicago River has daily riverboat cruises. I don't know if Grand Rapids does. I haven't spent a lot of times in the Grand Rapids area or on the Michigan side of the Lake Michigan, but I have spent plenty of time in the Chicago area, and I know that there's a lot available there. So something to think about. All right. Let's see. I don't have any more questions on my my notebook. So if nobody here has any other questions, I'm going to call us done. Anybody else have questions? Not in Chicago right now. Too much going on there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that, geek. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Have you ever done psychic self-protection? Thank you, Dreamweaver. The geek, have you ever done psychic self-protection? Okay, you need to. You are an energy sponge, and people who are really good. Yeah, right, exactly. People who are really good at seeing that in your energy are attracted to you, and therefore they leech onto you. So I highly recommend doing like saging, grounding with the earth, the visualizing when you bathe, seeing all of those little. I visualize them like they're leeches stuck on my body, and yeah, exactly. Um, anyway, so as I sage or as I ground or as I bathe, I see those leeches being pulled off and let go and returned to the earth to be cleansed. But then I also do. Oh yeah, that was a fabulous movie. Yes, much like that. Where they I understand exactly what you mean. I can see dead people. So can I. So anyway, so with the psychic self-protection and cleansing your energy, it removes long-term clause in you, if you will. But then that psychic self-protection, especially when you are around people who are trying to leech onto you and trying to, energetically vampire you, it helps you from being exhausted by them and from holding on to that energy long term. Yeah. Oh, wow. What's hidden beneath, man, that's powerful. It's hard to turn it on and off, isn't it? Me too. Yeah. Energy vampires are magnetically drawn to me. Me too. All my life. Particularly narcissists. And so, yeah. And I learned that sometimes just sending love to their higher power and then staying as far away from them as possible, because they're very much stuck in their human, that 3D level, if you will. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I can understand that, because when you're asleep, your guard is down, and so your spirit can come through, your spirit guides can come through, and oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know, for anybody watching this in the future, I don't know if you can see the chat. So the geek just said, I've had a battery of spiritual attacks in the last few years. So that cleansing, that psychic self-protection, those are things that if you have time, you may want to look up information on what works best for you. So whether that be an internet search or YouTube search, any of those things, whatever resonates most with you, that can help you with those encounters in the future, as well as letting go of the past ones. So, okay. Anything else? Yeah. The last chat item is, my ex's spirit is damaged and degrading. I saw it and it hurt badly. We've had no contact for decades. Yeah. But it still hurts because it's still connected. And sometimes that connection is what a lot of the people in our lives on the spirit side, we agreed to come to this life to be together in some form or another and learn from each other, and to either love each other or to help each other grow. And so it sounds like it sounds like your ex did both, loved you and helped you grow, and growth is often painful for us as humans, incarnated. But on the spirit side, think about the planning that went into that. So your next statement after that last one that I read is, that's how I knew my gifts had ramped up. She has been doing crafting and I'm going to guess it's not light work. I'm going to guess it's dark work. Patricia said, same with me. The geek said, energy vampires destroy the souls of everyone around them. Yep, so true. Patricia, I'm grateful for the lessons. Yeah, I'm grateful for the lessons, even though they hurt a lot. And I'm hopeful that I don't have any more of those this lifetime. I've had enough. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me to manage those. And I've had enough. So, yeah. Good. On the astral plane, she couldn't touch me there, so she's been attacking me emotionally, but I'm good. Okay. Okay. I feel like there's voodoo or hoodoo involved, the geek. Does she have anything with your like hair genetic on still? No, you're fine. Don't apologize for your energy. You're fine. Yeah, yeah, voodoo. Yep, there you go. You got any new aches and pains that you didn't have before? I'm thinking one of the dolls. And if you have an adult child, yeah. So there's a connection. So not sure how much to say. You have a permanent connection, but because you have an adult child, you can interact with your child without having any kind of connection with her. So not lately. I'm coming off an intense campaign though. Okay. My child is brainwashed is what the geek just put in the chat. Yep. There's nothing you can do about that. Your child has to come to the realization of what's best for them. And that hurts a lot. Yeah. Sorry. Very sorry. I get it. Your family bloodline has been damaged. You have a younger child, though. Is it with the same person, your ex? You have multiple children with her? Am I understanding correctly? No. Okay. I think your older child is going to wake up to what's going on. Okay, you have two children, one with two different people. Okay. I think your older child is going to wake up eventually, but it's going to be a while. And I keep hearing 10 years. Let me see if I can get a card on that. These guys are too big for me. Let me do these. Can you give me an idea of how long brainwashing? Wake up. The geek's older child. Yeah. My older son helped a bunch of people harm my father. They did it for money. Okay. So, Nine of Swords, you're very worried about it. And you're contemplating what to do about it. Good for you. I'm starting a new bloodline. Good for you. You know, let go of the people who don't serve you. It's fine. They're not worthy of you, then let them go. Three of Cups reversed. So feeling that loss. So, and then the next card that I have is Eight of Cups. So I feel like this is going to be an 8-year journey. Huh. Um, as painful as this is, I feel like your older child is going to spend time how do I say this? They're going to have a lot of time on their hands to think about things. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm the physical manifestation of the Ten of Swords card in the extreme. They didn't know they made me strong. Wow, I have chills. Oh my God, I have chills. They thought they were punching you down, and yet you roared. You became the warrior. Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't let them near your younger brother either. So, anyway, and I think that time, that 8-year span, is going to help them. Oh, my husband is too. My husband's a Mason. Yeah. Your older son is a Mason, and his mother is an Eastern Star. So these are the two that attacked your father. Is that what I'm understanding? Hmm. Well, they were busy, weren't they? Yes, along with close family and friends. Wow. Wow. A lot of drama there. I don't know. I think that, why did your dad not want you to be a Mason? Do you know? And is there a reason why your son became one if he didn't want you to be one? You felt left out in the cold for that one. 5 of Pentacles. He treated you like garbage, probably to keep you away from those people. Interesting. Yeah, you definitely felt left out in the cold. That's understandable. Where is it? Okay. I've seen the 7 of Wands, and it's spoken to me 3 times now. So not only did you feel left out in the cold, you felt very constricted and restricted by all the things that have happened. And I want you to think about, so there are lessons from your grandparents and your parents that have impacted you, but then there's also the lessons that have gone to your children. What of those are generational lessons, and how can you be the one to break those? That generational trauma. Oh, yeah. My whole life I was out in the cold. She never stopped attacking me. I think they did something to my older sister that made her deranged. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's crafting in your family. Is there Creole, Louisiana roots in your family? Yeah, Ranger destroyed everything. Sure. I could probably tell you what it was that they did to her. Tortured her. Whew. Definitely deep south. Yeah, there was. I feel that I feel that thread in your family. And for your sister, oh God, wow. As you can see, I'm getting emotional about it. And nauseous because my spirit guides like to jump on my vagus nerves when I'm right. Thank you. Wow. Gotta let that go. Gotta let that go. Yeah. So, to geek, my only piece of advice for you is seeing all of the things that are going on around you. Just kind of rise above and take yourself away from it as much as you possibly can. And by that, I mean, look at it as if it's a movie and you can leave the movie at the end of the show and it does not have to stay with you. I know how hard that is as human beings, as incarnate. But for your own mental well-being, that's my advice. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. So just to read some things that I haven't read yet. Let's see. I think they did something to my older sister that made her deranged. My whole life I was out in the cold and she never stopped attacking me. Is that your sister that never stopped attacking you? I think I'm taking it that way. There is crafting in your family. Her anger has destroyed everything. Definitely part of the deep south. So I feel that Creole, that voodoo, hoodoo energy in your line, your lineage. Let's see. She's draining all the energy from her grandchildren now. Want me to stop? Nope, you're fine. I'm not looking back. And yes, I was abused constantly. And as much as you were abused, exponentially for your sister. Wow. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. They made me never win and always muffled me. Well, I hope you're living out loud right now. I hope you are living out loud and joyously. I hope you find all the joy and all the happiness and all the peace that they don't have and that they just so deeply desire. I wish that for you. Hi, Kira. Welcome. The Geek and I are talking. I don't know who else is here. And so it's, I did a good reading on different topics, political topics. So now we're just kind of talking spiritual and family and all that kind of stuff. Geek, you just said all the women keep destroying the men in the family. I know how that sounds. Yeah, no, you're right. Yep. It is a Stephen King novel. Sure is. So I'm going to share something that I normally don't share in something like this, and that is I'm related to the Hatfields and McCoys. So, yep, I get it. Mm-hmm. Kira, sure, I'll take a question. Yeah, the Geek, I agree. It is some kind of an energetic trade. But here's the thing. If you let go, if you cut that energetic cord, sorry, I'm tapping my cards. I shouldn't do that. There is I do an energetic cutting, like I call it a ritual, but it's not. I don't know that it's. So I do a spell of protection or a prayer of protection, however you want to call it, and then I visualize like the web of golden threads that connect us to other people, and I cut the golden cord and I sever the ends. I burn off, if you will, the ends so that they can never reconnect. And then I just stay away from it. I distance myself as much as possible. Oh, and I'm getting nauseous. So I know that is something that my spirits are saying, yep, that is a strong possibility for you if you so desire to go that way. All right, let me go back here and see. This is not marital strife. No, some kind of backwoods attack on a magical level. Sure. Oh, good. I'm glad you're away from them. Yeah, it's like I said, it's that voodoo hoodoo energy, and even if they don't necessarily practice it like to the letter of what voodoo and hoodoo is now, they still, like, that energy gets passed down in the way you're socialized. And the coping mechanisms that we do or do not have gets passed down as well. So when I was talking earlier about generational trauma, those coping mechanisms are part of that. Does that make sense? Okay, Kira, my partner stopped communicating over something very insignificant, a minor issue. I need guidance because I'm going crazy. Should see what it's done to my uncles and cousins. So I'm going back and forth between two people here. Kira asked about the partner communicating. The geek is saying you should see what it has done to my uncles and cousins. I knew it when I saw my father. Yeah. So they're responsible for themselves. You can try and help them. You can talk to them. But they're responsible for their own self-protection. And unfortunately, this might be one of their life lessons that you are not able to change. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear. You can only change. Okay, your father's passed away now. I'm sorry. All right, let me read for Kira. And I'm going to use the Jaimes signature oracle cards for you, Kira. Partner is. Are they just not? How long is the lack of communication going? 20 geek. Thank you. Kira, how long has your partner not been talking to you? Kira's partner. What can you tell me about Kira's partner? Kira, I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't want to hear, and that is sometimes you're better off without them. And that's what I'm hearing in my head for you. And if it's something insignificant that causes a lack of communication, what happens when it's significant? They like to cause chaos and drama. To geek, I'm glad to see that you don't need to save anyone. Thank you. That's healthiest for you to be in that mind space. Good for you. Okay, Kira, it's the second time in a month, and now it's been 13 days. All right, so Kira, like I said, chaos, drama, turmoil, that's what they're doing. That's their purpose in your life. They're causing you chaos. And when I just said that, sometimes you're better off without them, things are illusions. You think it's a partnership, and I'm not sure that they do. And unfortunately, all that chaos is making you feel like you're not sleeping, you're not eating. Are you going to work? Are you working? Okay, second time in a month. Now it's been 13 days. The geek, I agree. I want the world to heal and to be better. I want to see, oh gosh, I want us to all be happy and joyous and loving and celebrating everybody's accomplishment and celebrating everybody. So let's see. All right, so Kira, he came back after the first silence. I still want to know the truth. We were inseparable. So the geek earlier said, I wish nothing but the best for you, Kira. And Kira said, I wish you the same. Do you think it's intentional like manipulation? Yep, I sure do. Nest change, Homer family. So I feel like it's time for you to make a decision to take care of yourself. And that may mean moving on or moving out or both. I need to mute for just a second. Okay, sorry about that. And if you do move on, you are going to enjoy life better and you're going to have more fun. You're going to be more creative. You're going to have more opportunity to celebrate and be accomplished. Hiding behind his mental issues. So the geek and I have been talking about psychic vampires, the energy vampires, and boy, do I get the sense that that is very much what you're dealing with. You need to be very careful about your well-being. You need to make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. You're getting enough water, enough nutrition, and good sleep, because he is impacting you this deeply. Is he planning to come back like he did before? Do you really want him to? I know that's kind of like I am very, very direct. I don't beat around the bush. I'm not going to tell you something you want to hear just because it's what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth as I see it, as I know it. So, do you really want him back? Is he truly who you want and need in your life? Because the cards that just came up were over it, had enough, let go of that burden, stop stressing about it. You are incredibly resilient. You have the endurance to be who you are authentically. Okay, Kira, I think you were in our last live. I think are you from Turkey? I'll try and slow down. So strength and fierce attitude also came up for you. You're an incredibly strong person. You have the ability. Yeah, I do. I do feel like narcissism is an issue. Oh, you're in Italy. You're Italian. Hi. Hang on a second. I'm going to mute briefly and see if something. Hang on. Okay, Kira, just for you. This is my husband, Pierre Luigi.
Ciao, come va?
Ciao. So ask your question in Italian. I don't know if I can enable you to. Let me see if I can enable you to talk. I don't know if I can enable anybody else to talk. Engage with your audience. How do I do that? Ciao. So my husband is from Italy. He grew up in the Padova area.
Esatto.
Let's see what this is. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Nope, not that. Okay. I don't know if I can. So if you type in Italian, he'll understand it and he'll translate for me.
Piacere di conoscerti. Di dove sei? Io sono nato e vissuto a Padova per 33 anni, poi mi sono mosso qua nel 97.
I have all kinds of happy bubbles right now. Like they're bubbling up.
Io ho un grandissimo amico a Napoli, si chiama Antonio, e sono appena tornato un mese fa da Napoli. Sono andato a trovarlo.
To all those watching, sorry, we just took a left turn. We're going to Italy.
Sei giovane. Io vado per il 61 il prossimo luglio, quindi anche se non sembra, sono vecchiotto.
So she asked about her partner. He has been giving her the silent treatment. She wants to know, and I told her that it's very likely that she needs to separate.
Oh,
yeah. He's doing it to create chaos. I can't find those cards anymore. I've been shuffling them, but she's like the over it had enough came up, let go of the burdens came up. Dang it, the chaos and she's very strong.
Grazie.
But she's running on empty because she's not drinking well, she's not eating well, she's not sleeping well.
Oh.
She needs to take care of herself. And like she asked if he's a covert narc or just a person who has mental health issues, because she said up above here, she said mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think he just likes the chaos card came up. Let's see if I can find that again. Gosh, I shuffled all these.
A little bit.
The Benny, there we go. The chaos,
Okay.
the drama and turmoil came up for her. So
what do you want me to tell her?
she just said he went from being obsessed to this, the cold. Yeah, that's classic narcissism.
Dice che è il classico narcisismo. Purtroppo non c'è niente da fare.
When they have you then hooked, then they turn into their real self. Classic narcissism.
Quando ti hanno agganciato si trasformano nel tipico narcisismo e sei bloccata praticamente.
So we have some in common.
Mi dispiace.
Sorry, yeah, very sorry. I feel like she is better off without him, like separating, and if she's not either moving out if they're living together or moving on into a space where she is not connected to him anymore. He's not good for her.
Allora, Lynn dice che vede meglio te e lui separarsi se vivete assieme o altrimenti cercare di staccare i contatti. No, non è PTSD.
What does that mean?
He's American. He's probably a soldier.
Oh.
And he says that it is PTSD.
But I know a lot of people who have PTSD who don't treat their partners like that. This is more than just PTSD. And if he's blaming it on PTSD, he's an asshole. Sorry, but he is. Calling it like it is.
Non è PTSD.
That's not the reason. That's not why he's doing this. He may have PTSD, but that's not the cause of this.
So, yep. Esatto.
I think so. I think he's using that as an excuse. Let me ask the cards. PTSD, not talking. Kira, PTSD, talking. Is he spending time on social media?
Spende tanto tempo nei social media, tipo Facebook, eccetera, eccetera.
Because if he is, he's lying to her.
Oh, he's not a soldier.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So that he needs therapy and he needs to learn new coping skills. But you don't have to be the one. I mean, if you want to stay with him while he does that, that's up to you. But he would be like, you're going to come to a point where you're over it and had enough. He needs therapy, and she's going to come to a point where she's had enough. And that point is very, very soon, because she's feeling like she constantly has to wear a mask, filtered speech, masking. I don't know what the not now what the not now means. What does the not now mean?
Related to this one, childhood stuff, not now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he needs therapy. She's feeling like she's over it and had enough, and she's constantly walking on eggshells and wearing a mask around him.
Ok, Lynn dice che stai continuamente camminando sulle uova, come dicono qua. Stai cercando di mascherarti con lui. see him coming back.
Maybe,
È una possibilità,
but only because he wants to
ma è solo perché
mess with her.
vuole. È solo perché vuole fare casini con te praticamente.
Walk away. He's not for you.
Ha appena pescato la carta, cammina, distanziati con lui.
If she does the work, she'll get reward for that effort.
What means for does the work?
Does the work on herself, like heals from it, walks away from him.
Okay.
Walks away from him. He recovers from that, and she could use therapy to do that as well. And then she will have a much better life for doing so.
Ha detto che devi prenderti cura di te stessa. Se ti serve, fai un po' di analisi anche tu di te stessa. Se ti serve aiuto, cerca aiuto. So warning.
He's using. There's deception happening.
Sure.
Yep. So there's a warning for deception. So I feel like you are being lied to by him. And I'm going to hold that up again so you can see it. Notice that there is a snake around her head. Now, either she's in control of the snake or somebody else is in control of that snake and it's going to bite. You might want to explain that to her. Snake around the head.
Yeah.
And either this is her pet and she's the one who's
trying to protect.
Oh God. I feel like his energy is that snake around her head. Like it's, it reaches in and it bites. Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Grazie. Thank you, Kira. What does C Evero mean?
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
The fact here that it was a deceptive on her.
Got it. And she said not now related to social media.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's interesting. I'm not I feel like he's communicating with somebody, like in a group. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about him and communication. Tell me more about him and communication. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Oh. Does he have bipolar disorder? Do you understand what bipolar disorder is, Kira?
Essere bipolare.
Whoa.
Should I tell him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
See?
I got social media. Again, he's socializing or social media. You want to pull the chair around, you can. Yeah. Okay, but he can come into screen. Is he seeing somebody else?
Sta vedendo qualcun altro?
Because this card came up again. Socializing, social media. He may not be on social media, but I don't have a good feeling
It
about
says
that.
he's bipolar.
17% bipolar. Okay. Well, 17% can make 100% difference in their relationship. It can be really bad.
O lo sai o non lo sei.
I just messed up all my cards. Yay. There we go. I don't have a good feeling for her. I think he's from around. No. Okay, he's definitely. So I question whether
La carta è venuta fuori di nuovo.
That's the fourth time this card has come out for her.
È la quarta volta che viene fuori.
So something he's either
O sta
cheating.
vedendo qualcuno o sta usando i social media.
Could she write that, whatever that last message is? Could she say it again?
I don't know. I don't think in real life.
He's always at home. Not going. I don't understand that. Not going out after a surgery.
Oh, he's always home, he said.
Okay, well, there's emotional cheating as well, and that's just as, actually, frankly, emotional affairs are worse than physical affairs. You can have sex without having emotions, but you have the emotional tie to somebody else, and that is.
He used to. Very meaningless arguments.
Okay, so he started two arguments in order to stop communicating. She needs to focus on herself for healing. Do what's right for her.
Devi focalizzare a te stessa e pensare a te stessa prima.
So you need to focus on you for healing. His actions are causing you mental health problems. And it's making you feel trapped and the desire to break free. What is the one in Italian?
That he's always home, and we were. Here. Yeah, he said we were very new, 3 months.
I don't know what to say to that last one. The crazy about me. This is just strange. It is strange.
È strano, però.
It is classic narcissist move.
Però è la classica mossa dei narcisisti.
Classic. Like they get you, they see what you need, they become what you need, and then when they have you on the hook, like you've moved in together or you've gotten married or you've, like for employers, you've left your old job, any of those things, you're stuck in that situation now. That's when the mask falls off, and that's when they become their true self. The emotional manipulation. No, that was for him. It was for you. It was out of the blue. For him, it was not. For him, this is normal. I have nauseous. I'm nauseous, which is, like the. So, Kira,
quando lei comunica con il suo spirito guida, lei le viene sempre la nausea, e adesso la nausea è al massimo, ha detto.
And so my sense is that.
E di solito quando viene la nausea significa che lei ha ragione.
She needs to get out.
devi uscire dalla relazione, secondo lei.
For her own mental health and then physical self health. My spirit guides are jumping on my vagus nerve. I am nauseous like crazy. Oh. Kira, I'm sorry this is happening to you. I hope that you find a place of balance for yourself. And if that is with him, awesome. But if not, if he can't help you find that balance, I hope you find it on your own. Oh, you're fine. It's not for you to be sorry about. Please, that's how my spirit guides talk to me, because they seem to think that that's the way to get my attention. You know, giving me chills, goosebumps. No, that's too easy. Simple stuff. No. Let's jump on her vagus nerves. Let's make her nauseous.
Yep. Hai ragione.
See. I agree. Yeah, that not speaking, that's so manipulative. It's, say your piece and move on if that's what you need to do. But when you're in a relationship, not speaking is, I don't have good words for that. I don't have good words for that. So here's...
Noi parliamo sempre.
Yeah. We have been together since 2007, and I can count on one hand how many fights we've had. This is a beautiful relationship. We are both very, very lucky to be together. I'm not going to kiss him on camera, but there we go. That's that. So, I waited until I was much older to get married, and it was worth the wait. I had time to find out who I am as a person and what I need in a relationship. And my feeling, Kira, for you is that this is not the right person for you. And I would ask you to think, is he worthy of you? And I said this in my last live, and I'm going to repeat it today because these kind of things keep coming up. Surround yourself with people who are worthy of you. And by that, I mean people who love you unconditionally for who you are. You don't have to put a mask on. You don't have to walk on eggs around them. And you don't have to change who you are to be with them. Did you understand all that?
Hai capito?
Yeah. Well, classic narcissism. I'm sorry, Kira. Okay, my live is, I'm a little over 2 hours in. And Kira, if you don't have any other, yeah. Excellent. I'm glad you understood me. Kira, if you don't have anything else, I think I'm going to call this live done. If there's any other questions or any other comments, let me know. But otherwise, I think we're gonna call it good. And thanks to my amazing husband for coming in and helping with translation.
Sono in déshabillé.
This is fun. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. He didn't know.
No.
All right, folks. Thank you all for coming today and for watching. For those in the future, I really appreciate it. Take care. See you next time.
Salve.
I'm ending this now.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. How do I end? End stream right there. Ciao. Bye, everybody. Thank you.